Good morning, World History Cardinals, on this February 8th, where you guys are now up right now at 7:15, preparing for your new bell schedule, preparing for the SEL, where you work asynchronously. If you look at this page, you'll see the bit.ly link. It says bit.ly/POB SEL course. So you click that link. And then for students, you enroll in the course so that you can see the work that they want you to do. All right. Block 1, we will officially begin at 7:05, and my live instruction lasts till 8:25. So that's really what you guys need to pay attention to, because in Canvas it breaks it down. So my classroom ambassadors will soon get to the habit of understanding the timing. They'll help me on time too, but for today I have it. So live instruction ends at 8:25 for first block, and then you guys work on your own. And then you got to remember that second block begins at 9:10, and your teacher in second block will instruct you until 9:50. And then your third block will begin at 10:35, and then your live instruction lasts until 11:15, and then you have lunch after the on your own time. So your on your own time for third block is 11:15 to 11:50, and then you're going to eat your lunch. You're going to eat your lunch from 11:50 to 12:20, and then block 3, live instruction for block 3 starts at 12:30 and ends at 1:10, and then you are on asynchronous time from 1:10 to 1:45, and then the school day ends. School day ends. 40 minutes of live instruction is synchronous, is engagement with the teacher to the student, is flipped learning videos, is peer-to-peer, is directed instruction, is cooperative groups, is guided practice. And then 35 minutes of your own time is asynchronous, is independent work time, is you watching the flipped learning videos, is if I want to do a small learning group, a tutorial, I could. Is individual student meets. Students, you can leave the virtual block if you're not needed for the groups. And basically live and on your own time is arranged by the teacher. And like I said, y'all know how I do mine in the beginning. Okay? All right, so let's get into our work for today. I just had to tell you that. We are at February 8th. Still have my Black History Month celebration still up. And let's jump into Unit 2. Today we are going to learn about the Byzantine Empire. So we spent the first week learning about Greece and Rome and how Rome fell. Don't forget to go back to lesson 5 to get the 3 reasons why Rome fell. There are really 4, but we need to go over those today. But now we're going to talk about the Byzantine Empire and how they ended up preserving that classical culture of Greece and Rome. Your goal statement, you need to write this in your notes. It says, I will be able to understand the significance of the Byzantine Empire. Today for activities, you're going to watch a video, and then that video is through Edpuzzle and it has questions. And then you're going to create a flip grid. So those are the important things. So let's go look. All right, you have a warm up. And this is a simple warm up. What makes a good location for a city? What makes a good location for a city? And then explain them. So what is it that's going to make you move? You move from one area to a new area. My sister moved from Atlanta to Charlotte. And so we have to look at the things like why. To go from one city to another city. Why? What makes it good for her? Like, was it cheaper, more economic, more affordable? Was it a situation you get a better job? Do you have access to cleaner air, less population? All of these things could be reasons. Pick 2 and explain them. Make sure you explain them well. Lots of detail. All right, here is the core of what you're learning about the Byzantine Empire. Make sure you click on the copy that's given to you. And it's another one of those annotation type things, okay? It says skim the text, number the paragraphs, make a gist statement. Your gist statement is the same thing as just saying you are summarizing and predicting. Highlight words in green, and anytime you practice with this stuff, you know to make a copy. Always make a copy of this because you don't want to mess it up for someone else. Now, this is not homework. I told y'all before, how do I check homework? Well, if something says like no due date or it says like 0 points, then it's not homework. Like that is not homework, it's classwork. You need this. You need this information. After you highlight words in green you're not familiar with, it tells you to answer the questions and you always use a different color. So now we have information about the Byzantine Empire. So the Roman Empire is divided. We have had the Great Schism. The western half is declined and the eastern half rises in importance. Your emperor now is Constantine, and he has founded a capital on the site of Byzantium. Justinian is the greatest of these emperors. Now, Justinian has a wife named Theodora, and he loves her. He loves her. He loves her so much that he allows her to rule. You got to remember, women were not seen as equal, so this is a big thing. So Justinian rules a vast empire with a centralized government and a codified set of laws, just like Hammurabi's code, but different. The Orthodox Christian Church became powerful as the official church of the Byzantine Empire. So you got the Orthodox Christian Church, and then on the other side of that, you have the Roman Catholic Church. This is the Great Schism. Okay? So the Byzantine Empire blended Greek, Roman, and Christian influences and produced art and architecture that have lived on through the centuries. I need to show you some stuff when we get to class. The empire left a legacy in Russia, and they gave Russia a written language, influenced Russian religions, government, art, and architecture. So the one thing you need to know about the Byzantine Empire is that it's giving you an idea of the origins of Russia. So as with everything we learn about different areas, we have the geographic setting. Let me fix this because this is a little typo. And then you read that and then answer this question. Why is the geography of the Byzantine Empire so significant? And then make sure you read over their achievements. His code of law, the Justinian Code. Remember that. Engineering and architecture. The Hagia Sophia is the name of this huge church he built for Theodora, his wife. It is beautiful. Got to make sure you go to the online textbook so you can see pictures of it. It's great. I'll do that in class. You have the art, the icons of Jesus and the Virgin Mary, and then you have the Orthodox Christian Church. Make sure you answer the questions in the margin that say, how did he organize his government and codes of law? You keep reading and look at how I told you about the schism. Here's the word if you couldn't really hear or understand what I was saying. But this is the start of some of the wars that started to happen in the early part of history. People were fighting over control, power, and faith. So the Byzantine Empire reached its height under Justinian. But then they started losing their land to invading armies. You saw before in Rome that the Huns and the Visigoths and the Ostrogoths continued to fight them. You guys, it's hard to fight off people when you are constantly being invaded. Here, during this part of the Byzantine Empire, we start looking at the Crusades. Look what it says here. During the Fourth Crusade, Western Christians took Constantinople and ruled it for 50 years. Okay? So that information is going to help you understand what will be on the test for the Byzantine Empire. And then that leads us to an Ed puzzle. You literally just click on the link and it's going to show you great video and then it's going to ask you some questions that you need to answer. Okay? Back to the lesson. For a closure, you're going to do Flipgrid, and you have to answer these two questions. Number one, where was the Byzantine Empire and how did geography and location affect the development of the Byzantine Empire? Or you're going to answer the question about how did Justinian and Theodora gain, consolidate, and maintain power in the Byzantine Empire. And you click the link, and then you see that there are some other responses, but you make sure you put your response there because that's what I'm going to look for. Okay, you'll have 1 minute and 30 seconds to record your answer. All right, I've gone over my time, but I just had to let you know what was going up because you'll know you're finished when you hit that, hey, you did it. All right, guys, see you later.